All right, we are now live. Hey, we had kind of a false start a few minutes ago. I think that was me. Getting old sucks because the memory goes first, like things like clicking the go live button. Welcome to Coffee Breaks with Steve. If you're tuning in, it's Saturday, June 5th, and and okay, I'm going to go ahead and answer this call. It's Chelan calling live, and let's take the call. Hello, we're live on the air with Coffee Breaks with Steve. How about now? All right. Yeah, see, Chelan is calling. Chelan is one of our producers, and she's calling to tell me that we weren't on live. So, hey, but since you're here, all right, she hung up. All right, hey, this is going to be one of those shows today. I can just tell. And there are people coming on board. So if you're just tuning in about 2 minutes later, a minute or two later than normal, is because we didn't go live right at the beginning, and that was on me. I think I rolled the opening video and then somehow either didn't click the live button or it didn't take, and I didn't see that at first. But anyway, welcome to Coffee Breaks with Steve on Saturday, June 5th, 2021. If you are tuning in live, it's about 9:33 a.m. Pacific time, and welcome to the show and good morning. Let me say good morning to a few people who were waiting patiently for this to actually go live and are here. Good morning, Corey Ann. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Good morning, Brenda. Good morning, Jerry Thompson. Good morning, Mallory. Yeah, hey, there we are. Good morning, Kim Baker. Happy Catterday and happy birthday. Thank you very much. And from Moderator Cat, happy birthday to our illustrious host. I'm the illustrious host, Steve, and welcome to Coffee Breaks with Steve. And yes, good morning, Rick. Good morning, Chelan. Good morning, Kathy Garlick. Everybody's here. Thank you for the birthday wishes right off the bat here. and bear with me because I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm all organized. Yeah, that means we get to go till 10:03. That may be what happens. If you are tuning in live, thank you for joining us. Make sure you say hello in the chat, as so many are doing right now. And if you watch this later on, go ahead and make sure that you comment as well. Love to know who tunes in later for the recorded version of Coffee Breaks with Steve, or as I like to call it, syndicated reruns. And it is June 5th. So let's get on to talk about what we're celebrating today, or what days we can see on our calendar that come up during this week. If you do have a special day coming up this week, make sure you do put something in the chat, particularly if you don't hear me mention it. And we want to make sure that we celebrate with all of you. So June 6th, I'll get to birthdays in a minute, so I'm not skipping over birthdays. But June 6th, this day in history, in 1944, was the D-Day invasion, Normandy. You see it portrayed in movies like Saving Private Ryan and shows like Band of Brothers and others. But yeah, this June 6th is that day in 1944. June 7th, National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. Had to mention that one. We got to celebrate our chocolate ice cream. So that's on Monday. You got to eat your chocolate ice cream. And listen, I'm going to tell you the truth. Don't wait till Monday. Just have your chocolate ice cream, right? June 8th is Best Friends Forever Day, Best Friends Day, BFF Day. And, I say this about a lot of the special days that we recognize. It's like, it's great that we have the special days to do things like recognize our best friends. I don't want to wait till one day a year. If it's my BFF, they're going to hear from me on a regular basis. And I appreciate all of you as friends. And let's see, who else have I got to say hi? Carla's on here. Hello, Carla. Hello, Patty. If I missed you and haven't said hello to you yet, make sure you pop another comment in the chat so I don't overlook you. What else do we have coming? June 9th is Donald Duck Day. It's Donald Duck's birthday on June 9th. It's great to share a birthday month with Donald Duck, even a birthday week with Donald. Yes, because June 9th is the day in 1934 that Donald Duck first debuted as a character in a Disney cartoon. It was called The Wise Hen. It was on June 9th, 1934. So Donald is older than I am. June 9th is also National Strawberry Rhubarb Pie Day. And if I remember correctly, last year, there was something about this, just rings a bell, Brenda, that we exchanged some comments here, I think, around that national day last year. And did you actually make a strawberry rhubarb pie on Strawberry Rhubarb Pie Day last year, Brenda? Remind me if you did, or if you plan to do it this year, probably more important. I don't care what you did last year. You're going to make one this year, and does your family get to enjoy it? That'll be great. Yes, it is. I thought that was one of your favorites, Brenda. Good. Okay. So what else? So birthdays this week. Today is, yes, it's my birthday. I share this birthday with a very special person. Diana Wilson is celebrating a birthday today as well. So happy birthday to Diana. And I know that family up in Redding is going to be spending some time celebrating with her today. So enjoy the day. June 8th, Lori Pearson celebrating a birthday on June 8th. June 11th, Gary Gruel, Spanky, to a lot of kids who know him. That's a long story, but Gary's celebrating a birthday on June 11th. And my cousin Tina Quinn celebrating a birthday on that day as well. So happy birthday to everybody. If you've got a special day. Today, Brenda is saying today is strawberry shortcake. Today is strawberry shortcake with local berries. So that's going to be good. I appreciate the fact that that a lot of people do that. I know Brenda does that to take advantage of what's current in produce and what's going on right now, and making those pies, making those desserts, cooking around the things that are available in at the produce stands and in the stores right now. What else is going on? Yeah, that's Pastor Spanky to you. Thank you for that, Shalane. And just glancing at comments here. So once again, if you are joining us, if you are just tuning in, welcome, and welcome to Coffee Breaks with Steve on June 5th. So we're going to talk about birthdays today. And yeah, I mean, it came up because it's my birthday. We're not just going to focus on my birthday. I want to talk about birthdays. It's something that we all get to enjoy, or we all have to endure, depending on your perspective, on a yearly basis, right? Birthdays happen, and some people just prefer, I think when you reach a certain age or come from a certain background, it can be a variety of things. People ignore birthdays, don't acknowledge birthdays. Some people actually, due to their culture or belief system, don't make a big deal about birthdays. It happens. You know, they get a year older, but they don't do a big celebration. But I think for many of us, we grew up with birthdays being something that was a real focus, starting from when you're a baby and you reach that first birthday. And there's typically a big deal with that single candle and, you know, seeing if the baby will dig into the cake and opening presents. And for that first birthday, most of the time, most kids I know, when they're at that 1-year-old birthday, they're not quite sure what's happening around them. It's just that they haven't experienced it before, right? They have spent their entire life within year one, and now they're at year one. Brenda, I am actually with you. I believe in a birthday month. And wait, I'm sorry, I have to switch up the comments that are showing Rick Venturi. You don't have to wear pants on Donald Duck Day. Yeah. Well, you know, anymore with all the Zoom stuff going on, I wonder how many people are on camera for meetings and things, and maybe not necessarily wearing pants. Maybe every day is Donald Duck Day. But birthdays. And I wanted to just have some conversation around, you face right into the 1-year cake. That's actually, this is sort of, so Kathy's mentioning this is sort of a landmark birthday for me. Yes, it is. Today, I've officially become a senior citizen. I'm 65 years old today, and I'm okay with that. We'll talk about that a little bit too. I guess that, you know, people, there are old sayings like you're only as old as you feel. Hey, I feel like I'm getting older. I mean, there's certain things that don't quite hold up the same way physically as they used to. But at the same time, I mean, I think you're as old as you are, but I think there are certain things that both affect us and that we choose that have to do with how we approach any stage in life. And I just choose to approach it from the standpoint of I still have plenty of things that I can do. I still have plenty of things that I enjoy. So, yeah. But I'm curious from you. I would love to see some comments in the chat here about birthday celebrations that you recall growing up, and it could be even as an adult. What are some of your favorite birthday memories? What are birthday celebrations that you recall? And it could be that it was a birthday day. It could be that it was a party somewhere around your birthday. It could be your birthday month, as Brenda mentioned before. Maybe you celebrate the whole month, and that's part of what you recall growing up, and that's or as an adult, and that's part of how you think of it. What is a favorite birthday memory? How old were you at the time, or are you, if it's happening right now? And what made it special? What is it about that particular birthday? Or maybe it's a series of birthdays. It was a tradition on your birthday over a period of time, and that's what made approaching your birthday special. And I just love to see some of the, kind of Jerry Thompson says, kind of mixed emotions when you get a Medicare card. I think there is something about certain elements of aging. I remember I started to get letters from Medicare, I think by the time I turned 50. They start to show up. And then over this last year or two, starting to get all the letters and the ads for Medicare. You're getting, I should say this, I mixed that up a little bit. See what happens? Oh boy. They say that something is the first thing to go. I can't remember what it is, but the coffee helps. What I was thinking of is turning 50 and getting the AARP notices and cards and membership. And then, yes, Jerry, to your point, when all the Medicare stuff starts showing up, and you start to when you actually start paying attention to the different opportunities to start drawing Social Security and what the differences are, and do I want to wait and get more per paycheck, or do I want to start the Social Security checks sooner and be able to get them over a longer period of time? There's the various things you start to work through, and it's just, I just find it interesting that I'm reaching that stage now. Somebody else mentioned on here all of the senior citizen benefits. Some of them kick in earlier. Like there are certain senior citizen benefits that I've been enjoying since age 55 or age 60. For instance, at our cinemas at the movie theater, the senior discount kicked in at age 60, and you can bet that going to the movies with Carol, or taking kids or grandkids to the movie, I'm going to go with that discount. It's already gotten so expensive just to go see a movie. Now it's been a while since I've gone. I'm looking forward to going again and taking advantage of that discount. So, but Sweet 16 was the craziest. I love Chelan sharing one here. Let's see. I like this too. This is one, and this is Mallory talking about her mom, Diana, who we already mentioned is having a birthday today. In reference to telling people her age, my mom always said, and the older I get, the more I agree. I earned every one of these years. I owned them all. And I say amen and amen to that. I see Amy Sterling is on here now. Hi, Amy. No, it's all right that you're late. We actually started late, and that's a whole different story. If you go back and watch the beginning, you'll pick up on that. Lila, good to see you on here. Turning 70 was harder than others. I know there's some other people on here who are in that age range. And, I will just be honest and say, I have yet to hit a birthday, even milestone birthdays, that caused me any depression or any concern. And that includes, some people get concerned even when they turn 30, right? It's like 30 is one of those. There are several landmark birthdays that you encounter, and I'm not even going to include childhood or teen years, because most of those, there's some kind of a landmark. But 21 is usually a big one. 30, for some people 25, because you hit that quarter century mark. 30, 40, 50, but then you get up like 65 in and of itself, because a lot of us think in terms of 65 being that crossover into being a senior citizen, thinking about retirement, that kind of thing. Kim Baker's been getting AARP notices since she turned 30. It's funny. Now, I will say this too. Chelan, who lived with us at one time, but never at this address, somehow shows up in some records as being tied to our household, and may even have a name crossover with Carol or with me, because we've been getting occasional ads for Medicare coverage addressed to Chelan at this address, and she doesn't live anywhere near us, and certainly is nowhere near Medicare age. But yeah, that's kind of funny that those things happen at ages that you would never quite expect them to. When did the secret offshore investment opportunities kick in? Asking for a friend, moderator can't. Yeah, I just watch those carefully. So thinking again about those favorite birthdays, I can remember, I mentioned one, I have several because I love birthdays. To me, birthdays are a kick. I'll mention a couple of them here that were special for me. And I'm not sure, my sister Kathy may remember this first one that I'm going to talk about. It was her senior year in high school. And there was a property tax levy on the ballot. And in Portland, in Oregon, property taxes are a big part of funding the schools. I imagine they still are. They were when we were in school. And on this particular year, there had been several attempts to get a new tax levy passed because the old one had expired. And it didn't pass, and it didn't pass. And finally, there was a last-ditch special election, I think. And when that one didn't pass, the decision was made in the Portland Public Schools, they were going to have to close school about a month early. And that meant that my sister and her graduating class, instead of being able to go all the way till June when they would normally have gone and graduated in June, school closed in May. And that was one of the few years, I don't know why, but for some reason, my birthday, June 5th, always seemed to fall either on a weekend or on a day at the end of the school year that was sort of in between the last day of school and when you actually went to pick up report cards or something. It was like always on a day when I wasn't at school. And so rarely, if ever, growing up, did I have a day when at school in class, people sang happy birthday to me. I got to celebrate my birthday at school. And I think this particular year it was going to happen. It was like I was going to be at school on my birthday. I had some dear friends that I actually wanted to have a party. And, there were just different things that I was thinking of around my birthday because I love to celebrate my birthday. And I was actually getting a bit depressed because with school ending a month early, everybody was going to be dissipating and going off for summer plans by June, earlier than usual. And so I was actually, and Amy, yeah, you're talking about June 14th, even more so, because you would be that much further past the typical end of the school year, right? And it's sort of, and sometimes that's cool because you can have sort of a summer birthday party, but when it's falling right in those ranges, sometimes people start going off for their camping trips and their vacations and stuff, and it's hard to get people together. So I was actually a little bit depressed, and it was selfish. I wanted to celebrate my birthday. My sister and my girlfriend at the time threw a surprise 1 month early birthday party for me with a bunch of friends, and did it, I think, like on May 5th. I mean, they did it like a full month early and celebrated and surprised me with it and made a big deal about it. And that one sticks with me. It was a very special birthday celebration. I can remember other birthdays, but I just remember the special attention that Kathy, my sister, and Debbie, my girlfriend at the time, paid to wanting me to have that special day. And again, Kathy, I don't know if you remember that. I don't know if that sticks out in your mind, because I know Kathy was also focused on her graduation and stuff, but she took the time to help plan that. Another one that was special for me that my kids will probably remember was my 50th birthday. And it was actually sort of a combination of things, because this was part of our kids and their significant others' Christmas present from the previous Christmas, that we surprised them at Christmas with an announcement that we were going to take everybody on a trip to New York. And the timing of that trip was at the time of my birthday. Yeah, Kathy says it's interesting that my birthday was always on a weekend. I'm kind of like the Queen, it's like we say June 5th, but it's really like the first Saturday in June is my birthday, I think. Anyway, I interrupted the story. But and by the way, I do think maybe that was just a bit of snark on my sister's part there. But anyway, for my 50th birthday, one of the things that I love to do, and it's becoming a little more difficult from the inner ear standpoint as I get older, but I love roller coasters. It's funny because I have a heights issue. I cannot do Ferris wheels or anything that's slow and just kind of sits high up in the air. Roller coasters, I struggle a little bit if it's a slow climb to the top of that first hill, but once the thing starts going, it doesn't matter. It can go back up to a high point. It can flip upside down. It can do any of those things. We had been reading for months before this about this new roller coaster at Six Flags in New Jersey that is called Kingda Ka. Kingda Ka. Look it up on YouTube and watch this thing. But at the time when it opened 15 years ago, 16 years ago, it was the fastest, tallest roller coaster in the world. And the way this thing operates is that they put you in this car, they strap you into where you basically can't move, right? Which is good, but it's kind of like this giant series of sleds in the train. And then they line you up on a track and you hold there, and then this thing launches, and they actually use the same launch system that they used to catapult jets off of aircraft carriers. And this thing takes off, and within a matter of seconds, it's going over like 100 and almost 130 miles an hour. And then it hits this uphill and goes straight up 40 stories, straight up. And at the top, it turns, and then it drops 40 stories, twists, goes over one more hump, and it's done. This thing takes like 1 minute. We stood in line for 2 hours to get on this. And that's the point, is that while we were in New York for my 50th birthday, we went to the Six Flags. I got to ride this crazy thing. And it was an experience. I loved it. It was great. But standing in line 2 hours with no bathroom is not easy. Also, this roller coaster goes so fast that before you get to the front, you step out of line and they have lockers, and you have to take off every bit of jewelry, watches, earrings. You can't have anything in your pockets because the thing is going so fast that things fly off of you. And they said that the workers at the amusement park actually go around at the end of the day and pick up money and jewelry and stuff off the ground that people didn't take off. So Jerry Thompson says, no way could anybody get me on a, I do like the roller coasters that go upside down, Corianne. And Jerry is obviously not a roller coaster person. That's okay. Not everybody is. It's funny. I can't do Ferris wheels, but I can do roller coasters. I hope I can still do roller coasters. You know, as you get older, the inner ear changes. But those were favorite birthdays of mine. I love all birthdays. I love celebrating my birthday. I love celebrating others. What's the craziest, most unusual birthday celebration that you've had or attended for somebody else? My brother, Scott, I don't think Scott's on. I didn't see Scott tune in today. Scott's typically on here. But Scott, for his 50th birthday a few years ago, they like to go to Las Vegas. He and Kathy, his wife, and with friends and with other family members. Las Vegas is one of their places, regular vacation places. They enjoy it. They have things that they do there, and I can understand that Las Vegas is a great city to. I mean, it has so much diversity and different things that you can do, no matter what your interests are. There is this tall tower that you've probably seen pictures of in Las Vegas, called the Stratosphere. And there are some things on top of the Stratosphere that I wouldn't even, in fact, I don't know that I could go up in the Stratosphere because of the heights thing. But one of the things that you can do off of the Stratosphere is this jump that's basically sort of a combination vertical zip line and bungee jump. You walk out on a platform, you're all strapped in, obviously, and you walk out on a platform, and then they count you down, and you jump off the top of the Stratosphere on the zip line and drop, I don't know how many hundreds of feet. And it slows you. I mean, you're falling basically free fall till you get to a certain point, and the brakes kick in and slow you down so that you have a soft landing. And my brother did that, and he did it well. I mean, they put a camera on your wrist, and friends on the ground were also videoing him. And I think I would get up there and I would probably just have heart failure and drop over dead before I even walked out on the platform. Scott walked out onto that platform, first time he'd ever done that, this particular event, and made his jump and enjoyed the jump. You can see and hear him on the way down. He's not screaming in terror. He's yelling with joy all the way down. Yes, and my sister Kathy mentions that John Harris is going to do that this year. John is my nephew-in-law. And I believe that they're all going. That's going to be with Scott and Kathy, that John and Kirsten go. And from what I understand, Scott is also considering doing the jump again. John is planning on doing it. And it's always interesting because you have, Carla says, I would cry and throw up. Death-themed 40th birthdays growing up. Shalane makes reference to, we did that. For Carol, on her 40th birthday, we threw a surprise party for her, and it was a funeral scene. It was a funeral-themed birthday. We took her out to dinner and then got back to the house, and friends were waiting at the house. Everyone was dressed in black. We had dirge music playing, and people got up and eulogized her. That used to be a popular thing to do for the 40th birthday. Now it seems so far in the past, it's like, wow, if somebody did that to me now, and for my 65th, did a funeral themed birthday and eulogized me, I think it would be a little bit, it would seem inappropriate somehow. I don't know. But anyway, we thought it was funny back then. How do you celebrate birthdays now? Many of us celebrated birthdays in a big way when we were young. It was a party type of thing. And now as we get older, lots of times, and we're at all different age ranges here, as everybody from in their 20s all the way up into the 70s that gets on this show. How do you celebrate birthdays now? What are the things you'd like to do? For instance, I'm not doing a party today, but Remy and Jameson are here, our grandsons, this weekend, and we get done with the show today. We're going to go out for breakfast, for brunch, for my birthday. That's probably, I don't know if they have anything else planned for me, and I'll enjoy every moment of it if they do. But if not, if we just have a quiet weekend, I'm fine with that. I do like to celebrate my birthday. I'm going to go back to what Brenda said earlier. I like to celebrate my birthday month. Yesterday, it was kind of fun for work. We have, of course, we're still working remotely. And so we have Zoom meetings for meetings, and we do something. My department, my team at work has, during each day since we've been on remote work, we have what we call water cooler time at like the 12:30 time frame, lunch time. That's optional. If you want to tune in and it's not work related, it's just catch up with people. And so here we go. Obviously, we're not going to wait till the candle.
Yes, it did. My candle blew out. But here we go.
Okay.
Now put your balloon right there.
Oh boy.
You ready? I'm gonna start singing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
I love it.
Happy
happening.
birthday, dear Stephen. Happy birthday to you.
The key had to be that I said I don't know if anything else is planned today. Oh my gosh, look at that. All right, I'm going to blow out this candle. I'm going to make a wish first. I got to close my eyes and make a wish. All right. Wow. That is fun.
We'll put that right
That's
there.
a fun way to do this.
Look also celebratory.
Okay. Yeah, Jameson, it's okay to say hello to
Hello,
everybody. There we go. Wow. Oh, Shalane says I harmonized. Everybody did everybody sing along? That's what I want to know. Did you sing along with it? Okay. This is fun. Well, this is a great way. I think it's just a great way to close things out. We're getting up to the 10 o'clock hour. Yes, I know we started a couple of minutes late. We can run over by a minute or so. So I will tell you a couple of things coming up. And, oh, thank you. Yeah, let's get that where it's quite visible. Okay, because it's got to happen.
You might have to wear that all day.
I may have to wear this all day. Let me just tell you what's coming up next week. We announced last week, as you'll recall, we've been talking about our upcoming 100th episode, which is next Saturday, June 12th, puts us at 100 episodes of Coffee Breaks with Steve. And I want to thank all of you for helping to make this happen over the last couple of years plus that we've been doing this. But I announced last week that we had the drawing for the guest co-host. Rick Venturi is going to be guest co-host with me next week. And we're going to be talking about the movies that influenced us when we were kids. What are the movies that you grew up with that had an influence on you in different ways? We're going to talk about kind of different genres of movie and how they may have influenced us as kids, and just have fun with that. And Rick will be here with me for that. And then in a couple of weeks, on June 19th, Kathy LeGros, author Kathy LeGros, is going to be our guest on the show. She's going to talk about the book that she wrote about her grandmother, which, we could all write about our grandmother. This is an amazing story. It's called The Waiting. But we're going to talk about, the topic will be, who tells your story? How do we capture the stories of our parents, our grandparents, the generations before us? So that'll be in a couple of weeks. But listen, obviously, what I'm going to be doing now, and I've got to switch the banner here to bring up our thank yous. But just want to mention that I'm going to obviously be going out to celebrate my birthday with family and celebrating online, I'm sure, at different times throughout the day. I thank you already. Several of you, many of you here have already sent me birthday greetings on Facebook. Thank you for the birthday time here today. Thank you for sharing your own birthday memories and celebrations from over the years. And I just want to remind you, as you've been doing for me today, and it's even the small things that we do sometimes that make a difference. And just you being here with me today has made a difference for me. Find a way to make a difference in your world this week. God bless you. Have a great day. Enjoy.
Bye-bye.